ANTICHESS Endgames Chapter 16, King and Rook versus King. There are a few things to learn here, so we split this one into two parts again. Let's start with the case where we have already cut off the lone king with the rook. We might be inclined to come closer, but the white king can simply attack us, and realizing that those give-up squares for the rook are too far away for our king, we retreat. Even if white doesn't see this and moves away from us into the corner, we get stuck. What's our goal again? Remember, king on king is a draw, so we want to give up the rook in a way that our king can be given up in the next move. This, however, is not possible if white moves to either of these squares, and we must retreat once again. Let's look at this similar position. Always keep in mind that you don't want to allow this position, as all those squares are defended twice, and white wins no matter what. So here's the actual technique. Diagonally connect king and rook, force white to move away, slide closer with the rook, forcing white to move away one more square. Now, we triangulate with the king back diagonally. In case white wants to come closer, we can now close in again. White moves away, and we continue with the rook move. Note that this triangulation is necessary as the rook moves break up the rhythm between the two kings otherwise. We continue like that until white is in the corner. There we close in with the rook, and now our king is close enough to have a mate in 2. Let's start over. If white doesn't comply and tries to run away, we straight up follow it with our king, cautiously avoiding the opposition I showed you earlier. You see, the king cannot escape as we reach this mate in 2 once again. The king might also switch tactics, that is, directions, but if it does, our rook is ready to cut it off by 2 timely moves, and we can continue our triangulation into the corner. A second winning pattern to learn is when our rook is still further away. Don't move away from the rook to open up the file and lose on the spot. Instead, move up and realize that the green squares are out of bounds for white, since our king would simply be able to give itself up. No matter what white tries, we can cut it off with our rook, as this square acts as a bridge between the rook and our king. We take away even more space with our rook, or follow the opposing king with our own. Be careful to never hastily move in with the rook due to the established opposition trick. Instead, make a waiting move before closing in further until the white king can only shuffle in the corner, and we can give up our pieces and win. Stay tuned to learn how to hold with white. For opening training, standard and other variants, check out the free app PrepTime.